Thank you for listening to the Game Woven Podcast, a collaborative world building actual play where we build a world one game at a time. This character creation series is part of our upcoming Campaign 2 launch, where we will be playing Cosmic Century Knights by James D'Amato and Andrew Mergieski. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Game Woven. I'm sitting here with Bree. We are continuing character creation for Campaign 2 using Cosmic Century Knights by James D'Amato. The lovely James D'Amato and Andrew Mergieski. This is a new game. I don't know what its release status is going to be when we actually start launching and doing stuff, but this is coming out pretty soon. It kickstarted successfully. I've got a copy on the way. Eventually, I'm going to have a copy on the way. And what I thought would be fun is before we got into Campaign 2, if we got together and did character creation in one-on-one or little duo sessions in the lead up, because the character creation in this is super fun. So we've both got the doc up. Bree, we're gonna start on page 11. There's a lot of world building stuff that goes into before we actually get into this stuff. But since we've spent the last 3 years doing world building for Game Woven, we're gonna make all that work quietly in the background. But the character stuff, if you've been listening, has had some pretty incredible outcomes.
Okay, page 11.
Yeah. So you're coming to the table kind of with a vague sense of sort of what you want to do. A character that you had briefly established early on. We'll see. We have had some people attempt to do that, and then their hopes and dreams get dashed on the rocks. But I think we can probably figure something out.
Yeah, we can figure something out. I feel like I've left most of her character vague enough.
Could you?
Let's
make it a challenge round. Let's see if we can actually pull it off. Who are you trying to make?
I want to make Zara. Not Zara, Zara. Sorry. I've named a character in another story Zara, and it's going to keep chirping me up every time. But Zara,
can you tell us a little bit about what we have established about Zara?
Well, we have established that Zara worked a lot near the, she worked a lot with Jack, and it is quite possible that she became a Grey Folk, lost herself a little bit to part of the curse, which most runners don't have, when she stepped in to protect Tristan.
Right, and this was, so there's a possibility that this is going to be an on-ramp for some new listeners, and we just dropped a whole lot of names just there. Tristan, so all of these characters are from the Shadow's Corridor arc. Admiral Jack was a smuggler and scoundrel who eventually joined the Resistance. And Tristan was a protagonist-coded orphan who could see the future if he killed something.
Yes. Also, slight correction. I do believe Jack is in charge of the
baronies. That's right, yeah. Jack is in charge of the baronies at the edge of the Shadow's Corridor, which is kind of this double peninsula where a lot of the shipping and stuff happens in the south of the corridor. And he runs all the shipping for Shadow's Corridor. So he's a pretty important guy.
He's also Verdreen, so he is one of our plant people.
A plant person. And Zara, what was her? Tell us a little bit more about sort of what she did as part of that arc.
So as things were starting to build up and the rebellion was starting to form, but before the Empire could really start to crack down, Zara basically she helped Jack find ways to get around unnoticed. She showed Jack where some of the tunnels are. Some of the Basberg tunnels. to be able to use to get around enemies, to get supplies in and came to the siege, and then he went and used it to do coordinated strikes on the enemy, which is not exactly what she thought was going to happen,
It
but
is what
it
he
is
ended
what
up
it
doing.
is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then she gave Jack and who she gave it was Jack and Henbet that she and another runner gave a ride
Yeah.
to Zolo, because that's when we determined that runners do sometimes pull sleds if they're trying to transport someone who is not a runner.
I will keep that in mind. I totally forgot that detail. We have established so much quirky, weird little facts about things. So, what we're trying to do is we're
Yes.
really trying to build a Gray Folk runner. If you're new, a runner is a male person, like a letter carrier, and they deliver.
They're just
Yep,
super
and they're very fast on foot. And Gray Folk are, for lack of a better term, werewolves. Yeah.
Yes. We danced around.
We landed on
basically.
werewolves. Somehow all media is werewolves versus vampires. All right. Let's see if we're able to pull that off. Let's see if we can. This will be our first attempt at actually like really intentionally trying to build a specific character. So what you're going to do is you will roll an array using your D6, D8, D10, D12, and 3 D20s. You're not going to add anything up. All you care about is the faces of each die, and then we will go through the 7 prompts and build Zara out using the prompts. So you have control over like what order you do the prompts, and you have control over what order you assign everything. So I'm kind of thinking that we might be able to make it work by doing it that way.
Yeah, also we've seen a lot of Zara, and we know a lot about the Grey Folk, and we know some about the runners. We don't know a whole lot about Zara's story other than her connection working with Jack and assisting the rebellion and
Correct. Yeah, she kind of came in.
So we
Yeah,
have
she kind of
some
came in as a
wiggle room.
tabula rasa. So yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah, because the story decided to absolutely wreck Irene.
Correct. Completely different character got like a lot of attention. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure
yeah,
we'll
Irene will come back. Do you have your array? Oh, all right.
I do. Google Dice Roller.
What numbers do you have?
Okay. The dice are being pretty nice. So for the D6, I have a 6. And then I have an 8.
Oh
and
my
then
goodness.
I have a 9. And then I have a 9.
Okay.
And then I have a 6.
An
11.
Okay.
And a 12.
This is going to be good. I think I like that a lot. So the way it works is high rolls aren't necessarily better, low rolls aren't necessarily worse. As you go into the higher answers to the prompts, it just gets weirder. So what you have is a lot of like you're sort of juggling between the 6 and 12 area, I think. So you're going to get a lot of like interesting stuff, but nothing completely ridiculous. I think we're in a good spot.
It's exactly between 6 and 12. The only numbers we didn't hit were 7
beautiful.
and 10.
Okay. So what you're going to decide, and we can go, you can choose prompts in any order and you can assign in any order, but once you have used a number, that's it. You've used it. The prompts are the lineage of the blade, the background of the wielder, the style of the blade, the birth of the wielder, the appearance of the blade, the desire of the blade, and the desire of the knight. Yeah. So as we go deeper, you're going to be gradually, like your last pick is going to also be your last number. So you're going to be kind of forced to just choose that, right? So if we're trying to do something intentional, maybe we want to start with like some of the wielder focused stuff so that you have the most options.
Yeah, so which one?
It could be background of the wielder or birth of the wielder or desire of the wielder are the two like the 3 wielder focused ones, but it's up to you. I don't want to force your hand too much here.
I feel like for background, number 6, the tired
Oh,
soldier.
okay. So we're doing background of the wielder.
War has dominated your entire life. You've lost too many friends and seen too much suffering. It is a bitter irony that at the end of that troubled road lay yet another blade, given that Zara grew up in
Yes.
Zalo and is
And
a
is
gray
Gray
folk.
Folk and is sort of waffling between falling to the Bronze Hollow curse. Has sort of some of that conflict. Yeah.
As far as we know, there aren't. So we've seen a
Right.
Verdreen runner, but we don't know how a runner is able to have the curse. Like, if you fully succumb to the curse, are you still a runner? There's a lot of gray area
Well,
with that I look
It's a
forward
good
to
thing that you are a
exploring.
Gray Folk.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners, for that noise. Do you want to do Birth of the Wielder? Knock those two out? Yeah, let's try
Yeah.
Birth of the Wielder. That's a little further
Mhm.
down. That is number 4.
Yep, I'm just going to start. I'm going to make my dice go away as I go through them, so I'll can remember which numbers I have left. I mean, the
Ooh.
Underfolk. You hail from the depths beneath the earth. The tunnels and halls of the underground are where your people built their civilization. You can journey anywhere, but home will always be
Is
a dark
Zara
and closed
from
space.
the tunnels? Would
Maybe, or it could also be a distant.
I mean, yeah, I
couldn't it?
suppose you could be related to like the old Basberg denizens.
Yeah, because otherwise the options are Elemental, Shining One, and Angelus One. They don't super fit.
Yeah, I suppose Underfolk would be kind of the way to go here, huh?
Yeah, the others do look fun. These
Oh yeah,
all
they look
fun.
they look fantastic. You could be a goo folk.
You could be any.
Okay, so we're gonna try Underfolk. So you don't think that Zara is actually originally of the tunnels, but rather related to the original people from the tunnels? Okay.
Yes. There's a connection between the runners and the tunnels, and that the runners can always find their way around unless you're in that one particular set of the tunnels that no one likes to talk about, because most people don't know about it.
Let me ask you this: what does Zara look like? Is there like physical markers that you still sort of have that lineage in you? Because we never actually established what like Basberg folk really look like. We never got into that.
We never did, but I think I'm going to establish, because we've said gray folk are werewolves, but I described in her after her gray folk transformation being more feline. So I think one of the hallmarks are the way like her eyes reflect light in the dark. So there are these little things where you might just think, because in my mind, there's variations in how the gray presents in people. But especially in Zara, or maybe people who have some runner in their ancestry, even if they don't have the abilities of the runner, it might lead to more feline.
Okay. So you and so when you turn, like, you might not be a werewolf, you might be more like a werecat. Were-tiger, were-lion, were-panther. We can figure out which big cat you are, were-lynx.
Yeah. This also fits just where my brain has writing some shifter romance, and apparently it is very much my jam.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Apparently writing about a dude who can turn into a bear, but that's because that's what the cover showed that I bought.
Okay, so we've got a some kind of a werecat, gray folk. Now, do you think that the people of the tunnels, the Basbergians, or whatever sort of collective noun we came up with for them, do you think that they're also cat-like?
Potentially, or they might lean or present more towards creatures you typically see in the dark and in the underground. Also,
we haven't seen them. I guess what I'm trying to think of is, like, does Zara have any of that? Like, so is Zara's skin like vaguely translucent, or do Zara's sort of weirdly feline reflective eyes, are they also kind of bigger and with like larger pupils? Like, is there some sort of look about Zara that is indicative of the like the distant progeny of a cave dwelling lineage? There's something in there?
I believe so, but it's something that you wouldn't notice unless you were looking for it. Unless you had seen them before, then you would be like, oh,
Ah,
she's got that. But if you haven't seen someone from Basberg before, you might not make that connection. It's just, yeah, she's a
yeah.
little different. We aren't all copy paste carbon copies of each
Okay,
other.
so we have descendant of underfolk and a tired soldier are sort of Zara's background traits. Let's go into some of the other prompts.
Mhm.
A lot of this is going to have to do with the weapon that she's got. So much of this is very sword based. So
Yeah.
our remaining options are lineage of the blade, style of the blade, appearance of the blade, desire of the blade, and desire of the knight.
Yeah, my options are a little more shrunk. Ooh, oh, that's background of the wheel.
Are you
I
like
was looking at
comparing
the wrong
charts right
thing.
now?
Yeah, I'm looking through. Ooh. I like
Under what? Under
unconventional.
which heading?
Uh, style of the
Okay.
blade 11. Unconventional, uncommon blade. Some would hesitate to even call a sword with swords.
Oh.
It was whip
Are
sword that
you
got
thinking
me.
you're going to do a whip sword? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is it going to be like a true like bladed whip, or is it going to be like the classic like segmented sword that like can collapse or like turn into sort of a flail type thing, or like tell me more about that.
I'm picturing something where there's something she can manipulate
Okay.
on the hilt, where it will go from something looking maybe
Uh-huh.
like a rapier to something looser and more flowy, so she is able to like trip
Oh, yeah.
people up. Something that switches back and forth, and she might be the only one who's figured out how to
Oh,
do it
almost
with that
certainly. I
blade.
would imagine that like since so the way kind of the blades work is that they have a knight who can command them, and they will often only, except under certain circumstances, only obey the knight who rules them, right? And so maybe like her figuring it out, and now the sword's like, okay, we're cool. Finally, someone figured me out. And so I'll do it for you. It's all good.
Yeah, it's like sort of like, hey,
Yeah.
she gets
All
it.
right, we've got a whip sword. I am into it. Let's hop back up. We are now looking at the lineage of the blade.
Neat.
That was the style, I think. So now we've got the appearance of the blade or the desire of the blade, desire of the knight. So lineage, appearance, or the desires.
Think we're gonna go
What is that
swing
under?
this blade
Okay.
for lineage.
Okay.
Number 8. This blade once belonged to a legendary king of thieves. There are those who would see the holder of this blade jailed, and others who would
Oh,
swear loyalty.
yes. That kicks ass. So that begs the question for me. How did you get this thing?
So, something in my mind is it was among the
Okay.
bronze weapons that everyone is afraid
Mhm.
to touch. But there's something
Okay,
different about it.
so
There was
it
just
was
something.
collected among brazen weapons, but it is not itself a brazen weapon, or is it a brazen weapon, but it's also slightly different?
Unclear, I will leave
Okay.
that up to
I'm like
you.
ruminating. But it was
For
found among
basically,
brazen weapons.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. Whether it was either collected or just found buried somewhere in Zalo, because there are weapons in all kinds of weird
Oh,
places in
yeah.
Zalo.
So why did Zara take it then? Why did she decide like, yes, I want this?
I think I might go back to an idea that I pitched to
Yeah, hit
you
me with it.
earlier. It is a cursed blade, but it's not of her
Oh.
lineage. It was calling to someone, so she took it to stop them from
Oh,
calling.
okay. Yeah. So Zara took a cursed, a lineage cursed weapon to prevent someone else from getting their hands on it, and now is kind of stuck with it. It's sort of pair bonded to her. It sort of likes her. It's like, you're cool enough. Who was she trying to protect?
Yes. That's a question. I do kind of want to throw in there that I think this might be also like one of the first times that someone has picked up a bronze weapon that is not of their
Well, and this
lineage.
one's especially weird because it's a Century Blade, so it's just all wrapped up in a lot of baggage. So then who?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was about to say her sister, and I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, you do a lot of sisters.
That would be her. Also, that would still be her lineage. What if it was like some kid who's an orphan? Just some like they might be like 12 or 13 years old. Just some kid.
What about a runner's apprentice?
Okay, yeah.
Assigned to you for a run, learning the ropes, and there's this blade, and we've established a couple of different times that like when someone sees a brazen weapon that is meant for them, like there is a compulsion. Yeah.
Compulsion. Yeah, and they could also be an orphan because what if both of their parents picked up their blades?
Oh yeah. 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 And then somehow this blade was also owned, who knows how far back, by a bandit king, which I'm gonna put that in my pocket. I'm gonna put it in my pocket and I'm gonna pull it out when it's time.
You're welcome. I look forward to it because it's guaranteed I probably
that is my narrative credit card. That's really fun. Yep. Let's keep on moving. That was the lineage of the blade. So now we've got the appearance of the blade or the desires.
Yes. So I've got 2 9s.
Oh, you've got some fun stuff you're still sitting on.
We've got appearance.
Boy, the 9s or 12s in either of these categories, appearance and the desires, are pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like Arcane makes
I think that's
the
pretty
most
rad.
sense
I think that's awesome.
for the style. This blade is covered in runes, symbols, and is glowing.
That's freaking awesome. The alternative was ornamental, which also makes a lot of sense, Bandit King, but I really like Arcane.
So the next is we have the desire of the.
You've got a 9 and a 12 rolling. So basically,
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of us wants peace, the other wants to command empires.
I have a guess as to which one you're going to put where, but why don't you tell everybody and let's see if I'm right.
Zara just wants peace. The Sword of the Bandit King wants to command empires. That was kind of what I was
thinking you'd go with. I think this rules. I think this setup is extremely awesome.
Yeah. So I will kind of briefly go back, and one of the things that they could have done for the lineage of the blade was Kingslayer blade. But I had already used
you can swap some stuff out, like if.
Yeah, I'm good.
You like it? I like it too. I think it's really cool. I am happy that we were able to pretty well. I think we did very good justice to Zara. I think we did.
I think we
got her in the pocket. You get to blowable Zara, which is really exciting. What we're gonna do next is super fun. So there's another spreadsheet that I sent you. This is the Night Blessings. I want you to roll 3d100, and then you are going to get to pick a minor, major, and miraculous blessing for your blade using that array. And we're going to see what this bad boy can do. And of course, you can assign as you wish. But let's go in order, so like minor, major, and miraculous. So once you've chosen your minor, then we'll... Or actually, why don't you tell us your numbers first?
Yeah, so I've got a 41.
Okay.
39.
Oh, okay.
And a 25. Yeah, I was rolling 2d10.
Right. So 25 in the minors, 25, 39, and 41. I feel like there is an obvious one, but the options that I see are rubberize. With a touch of your blade, you may turn a mundane, non-living object into a rubber version of itself. With a 39, Grapple. The tip of this blade can fire a small dart attached to the sword by a wire that will securely lodge on a surface and then retract the wire, which is, yeah, I know.
Ooh.
And then the shelter blade, which you can plant your blade in the ground and speak a command, and it will turn into a tent.
Both of those are good, and I feel like would be useful to the Bandit King. But since we've decided that the desire of the blade is to command empires, I feel like I have to go with the grapple.
We love a grapple. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So
if it had a different desire, Shelter Blade would have made sense. It also would have been super useful, but we are committing to the bit of future dice of
I also think that it really fits the whip blade thing. So the tip of the whip blade is a grappling hook,
yes,
which is like very, very perfect for the design of this weapon. If you change your mind when we get into majors and miraculouses, that's fine. But for now, we're going to pencil in the grapple. Let's look at the majors. Our options in major are endless inertia. 25 is endless inertia. With a touch of your blade, send a smooth object that could fit in your hand, moving in a direction of your choice at a speed equal to your comfortable walking pace. It will continue moving regardless of what gets in its way. 39 is elemental shield. Attune this blade to an element, and then gain resistance to the element. And then 41 is the bear cloak blade. Speak the command word, you turn into a bear.
That's tempting for a couple of reasons. These are all really good.
They're really cool.
Do I want to turn into a bear, or do I want to yeet something ahead of us and just catch up to it when we get to the
end? It will continue moving regardless of what gets in its way. If it meets resistance, it will strain against the obstacle until it breaks or the obstacle does. A hard enough stone can push through a stone wall or even a mountain. This effect continues until the object has left your sight for 10 minutes. Man, my troll ass is like endless inertia is very funny.
Yeah, I think it also fits with
you like it?
King. And then I just think, I want it.
I think it's really cool. Okay, so we're gonna pencil in endless inertia, and that's the major power. So we still have the miraculous power. Mm-hmm. Wait, have we already used our 25? No, grapple was 39, and inertia was 25. So we're presuming 41 here, but if you switch it up, you switch it up. 25. Phoenix Panacea. Every 300 damage dealt by this sword releases a small red crystal from the hilt. If consumed, this crystal will restore a living creature to a state of perfect health. Oh, that's pretty neat. 39. Trojan form. Nice. You can turn yourself into and your allies into a single magnificent beast of incredible beauty. Or 41. Rubber gum form. Your body takes on the stretchy, springy, or sticky quality of rubber and gum. This makes you immune to certain bludgeoning attacks and gives you damage resistance against piercing. In this, you're Luffy. You get to become Luffy.
Yeah. So I think I will swap out what I spent my 39 on and get the Trojan form.
What's really funny is someone else has Trojan form.
Well, also, the Phoenix Panacea seems pretty.
That seems pretty amazing. Too. I don't want to block you out of Trojan form. I would just be like, okay, let's make sure you're not in the same group as the person with Trojan form. Let's put you somewhere else. It's kind of up to you. So which three are you kind of? What's your setup that you want?
So I do want to stick with grapple. I might switch out endless inertia so I can have the Phoenix Panacea.
Okay. So then you would be bear cloak. I think that's cool though. Yeah, bear cloak? Yeah. That's rad.
Yeah. I can turn into a creature without fully going living into my curse. I get a taste of what it's going to be like to lose myself.
Could be a kind of wish fulfillment. Being given to you by the blade. Yeah. Maybe there's something to that. Okay, rad. So we've got grapple.
Yeah.
We've got bear cloak blade, and we have the Phoenix Panacea. So that means you have to track all the damage that your blade does, so that you can tell me when you get a crystal. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, 42 on Major looks so
Major.
fun.
Thought Thief.
Thought
Oh,
Thief.
wow. That's crazy.
When you do at least 1 damage to a target, you steal 1 thought from their
Oh,
mind.
yeah. I can't wait to give that to a bad guy.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
so to close.
Joke's on you, all the thoughts are just gonna be
Ah! Okay. So last thing, roll me 2d20 and tell me what you get on each face.
I got a 19
Okay.
and a 4.
Can you re-roll that 19? I've already had that question. Or like 13? Okay.
13.
All right, 13. Who helped you realize your potential? What words of wisdom did they impart to you? What became of them?
So I think when Zara had to step in to save Tristan and that sort of triggered part of the curse, it took her a while to come to terms and settle into being a Grey Folk. And it might have been a pretty close call, but I think she went somewhere where she wouldn't be able to hurt anyone. And I think someone saw her and approached her and helped talk her through what was going on and helped her regain herself. That is how she is able to be both a Grey
Yeah.
Folk and a
What
runner.
words of wisdom did they impart and what became of them?
I think they reminded her of the history of Zalo and her people and this curse, and how over time the people of Zalo have come to embrace the curse, to embrace this thought was bad, embrace this thing that made them drastically different. And they did not let it define them, they defined it. They defined how the curse interacted with them. They did not let something else decide who they were
That's
going to be.
fucking awesome.
So
What became of this person?
I think they just one day Zara woke up, realized that she had settled, she had found that balance, and when she went to go thank the person,
Outstanding.
they were gone.
Thank you. I'm going to put that in my pocket. I'm going to add that to my credit card. I appreciate your service. Number 4, get ready. Brace thyself. What kind of love do you yearn for? Why is the pursuit of this love dangerous? Shifter romance writer got the best possible prompt.
I think in all of her life, Zara has fallen in love with one person, and they totally lost themselves.
No! So she has fallen with one person who lost themselves to the curse. That's rough. That's a
Yes.
hard one. That's a hard one to swallow. So,
but I think part of her thinks that there might still be a way.
So there is a person. Yeah,
to
so there
bring
is a
them
person
back.
out there wandering the wilderness as a monster who Zara yearns to return to, like, cleanse of the curse. Oh my god. Oh no.
Yep. And in my mind, there is enough of that person left that it could happen. It's not been done before, but Zara's like, I'm so many things that have not been done before.
Oh my god. Oh, that's
So I'm going to do it. I think she might have. Ooh, part of why she's going on this mission is because she heard that there's something in the city that might be able to reverse the curse.
is outstanding. That I love it. I love that. That rocks. Let's print it. That's perfect. So that's character.
I don't think she's told anyone.
No,
though.
that's a really weird thing to just bring up. That's not one that you start your dinner conversation with. This is great. So that's it. That's character creation. We now have a Zara. I love it. I could make dudes all day in this. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's straightforward, and I do very much love how the dice rolls kind of help narrow down some of the decision making, but there are also so many options. And it makes you want to come back and play it again and again and again, so you can get some of those other options, like a Thought Thief, or just be a gummy person.
Well, and it makes
with a gummy
me
sword.
want to take your array and build something else out of that array, and just because I saw what all the options are, so I'm thinking oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could that, I could make a gummy person with your array, and then pit that gummy person against you guys, and now you got to fight freaking Luffy, and that's not fair.
It's fine. I can still trap them up. Doesn't matter how stretchy they are.
So yeah, that's
I have a grappling whip sword.
oh my god, that's gonna be every single weapon that we have landed on so far has been the shit. They have been so cool to a one. I'm really excited to see this stuff in action. It's gonna be great.
Oh, me too. I'm very excited for
Well,
this upcoming season. And
Oh,
whatever
it's
chaos
gonna be
it
wild.
brings.
Thank you so much, Bree. That was more character creation, Cosmic Century Nights. I've been TT Benjamin. This is Game Woven. We'll see you for the next one. Have a great night. Thanks, Bree. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Game Woven. This episode featured me, TT Benjamin, and Brianna from Our Cast. For more of Brianna, you can find her on Blue Sky at Brianna Jeans. If you would like to support us on Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/GameWoven. Thank you.